What time is it?
It's 2:09 a.m.
Where are we?
You're at 117 Highway 16 West Burns Lake.
Directions to the nearest rest area?
The closest one I found is Tintagel Rest Area on Highway 16 in Bulklina, Chaco B.
So we were just in Burns Lake, BC, and I pulled in yesterday. I just needed to get some video editing done. So I pulled in and I found a free municipal campground right there by the lake. It was nice and peaceful. My neighbors were very friendly. And then at like 1:55 or something like that in the morning, there's guys at the camp spot beside me, and they weren't travelers or campers. There was a couple of homeless guys had a pretty big fire going on beside my van in the thing next door, and there was two guys just yelling back and forth at each other. Cruz was in a huff, and so we just literally started the van and I left, and I scared them, I think, because when I started the van we just kind of left right away. The guys go, oh, freaking out, yelling. And so we just got out of Burns Lake. I was gonna go in town, pull over somewhere. I'm like, you know what, I'm done with this place. So yeah, luckily we get up the road. Siri kept trying to send me the other direction to go to a rest area, and I was like, wrong way. So luckily we just turned up the highway here, and about 10 minutes up the road ran into another rest area. So I didn't sleep good last night at all. Let me fix this lighting situation. How's that? You get nights like that sometimes when you're living in a van where you get disturbed. I mean, it's just a product of living on the side of a road somewhere. There's going to be chances that something's going to disturb your sleep, and you're going to have to either wake up and put the blankets over your head and deal with it, or do what I did last night and just leave. So with my scenario last night, because it was a public campground, meaning that anybody could use it, it was free, so there was nobody really there to monitor it. It was just like a free-for-all. So when those guys came down, they weren't putting me in any danger. I was just worried that their big fire that they were having, which was like literally 5 feet from the back of my van, was going to get out of hand, or, you know, a fight or something like that break out. And I didn't want to listen to it either, because you could hear them inside of my van. It was like the classic drunk people, like just like slurring the words, lots of swearing. And yeah, if I wasn't sleeping I would have found it amusing. But you know, when you get woken up at like 2 in the morning or 1:45, whatever it was, and I was lying there going, should I deal with this, or should I just get in my van and leave? So that's a beautiful part about living in a van, is if you're ever in a situation where it doesn't feel right, you jump in the front and you get out. So when I jumped in the front, because I put on my side blackout dividers on my side windows at night, so nobody can see Cruz if he's sleeping in the front seat, or if Cruz is in the front seat, something silly doesn't cause him to bark. But I leave the black side window dividers on, which is great in a scenario like last night. So because those guys were beside my van, they didn't know that I jumped into the front seat of the van, because they didn't see me come into the front of the van, which I never really thought about that as being a pretty cool feature of blacking out those side windows at night. So I used just a piece of cardboard. That's all it is. It's just a piece of cardboard cut to my window, cut it with a pair of scissors, not always the prettiest cut. But they're just foam board pieces I got at the dollar store. They're super cheap. I think you can buy these at pretty much any crafting store at all. They make them with the white foam in the inside, but I try to find them with the black foam, because I don't want that white trim piece showing. That way it just looks like a tinted window. But I never really realized how cool that was, to be able to get into my front seat and them not see me at all. Which means I started my van, put it in drive, and left. Then they started to kind of like, whoa, I scared the crap out of them, I guess, because my van just started and moved. So they started a ruckus and making noise, whoa, what the hell, and freaking out. But, you know, think about yourself in those scenarios. Think about how beautiful that is to be living in something that you can just get out and go anytime. And I literally was like started and gone out of that situation within seconds. So if that situation was bad, not just a noise disturbance, because that's all it was just a noise disturbance, it wrecked my sleep. But if it was a negative situation, I would have been out of there, boom, done, off to safety, good to go. So if you're concerned about the safety side of van life, think about how fast you can get out of something that's bad. Because we all make decisions some days and park our vans in a dumb area. It happens, you know, because we never know the neighborhoods we're in, especially if you're traveling. You just go there, it looks peaceful, feels good inside, you pull over, you go to bed, and you never know what happens outside your van. A lot of times anything that's happening is not directed to your van. If you are in an area where that's happening a lot, move, go find another town to live in, just saying. But yeah, like, you know, it's a good thing about it is that, you know, you can just get out and move to safety anytime you want. So last night, you wrecked my sleep. Fine, I'm gonna start my van. I'm gonna move on up the highway and go find somewhere else to sleep. I should have just went to the rest area anyway, because I was originally going to go to a rest area because I had no plans on visiting. I just want to pull over, get some work done, sleep, and continue back on the road in the morning. But yeah, I ended up hitting this rest area, and there's a camper van in front of me, a semi-truck behind me, and a couple little cars and pickup trucks. It was a great, nice, calm, peaceful place to sleep last night. But yeah, that sucks, guys. So, you know, just, you know, some people are like, oh, you never have those problems. Sure, I have those problems. Very rarely. And any time I've ever had a sleep disturbance, it's been on camera. And you've probably seen them like twice. I will say 2 times in 3 years. It's that rare for me to have a disturbed sleep because of something. And it's different if you're parked around friends and they're still out partying. You can't consider that a disturbed sleep because you know it's your friends parked right next door and they're just like, go to bed. Please just go to bed. But, you know, because Chrome's the one that's in the van early, passed out sleeping by 8:30 at night. Way to go, former Mr. DJ guy. Don't you think you should be up to 2 o'clock rocking that party? What are you doing, Chrome, going to bed so early? Sorry, guys. That's me. The whole party side of me, that side's, it's not gone, but it's definitely quieter than it once was. But yeah, just wanted to share this little brief moment with you guys because these moments do just happen. And I know a lot of times, you know, like my videos, because a lot of my videos, they're vlog style. So all this stuff will be splashed in a video somewhere and people miss all sorts of things on my van life journey. Like, I didn't notice you just did that. I'm like, yeah, that was in a video like 3 days ago, but it was at the end of the video. So people are like, I don't watch your whole videos. Not my problem. So when I make a video like this, at least it's good because it's got one topic, one thing to discuss. My camera's getting heavy. I gotta prop you guys back up. Sorry. I'm sitting here holding my camera, my arm's like, ow. I'm trying to like shift arms once in a while. It ain't easy to hold your vlog camera in front of you the whole time. You're, oh, I feel so good right now to hold it. Crizzy, whoa. How do you feel about those guys waking us up last night? Hey? Yeah, screw them. Did you sleep good? Huh? Did you sleep good? Me, well, when I hit the rest area here, my sleep was really spotty. I woke up every hour since we pulled back over. And I've only been here for maybe another 4 hours, so we squeezed out a little bit more sleep. It's all good. I'm gonna get up and go start my day today. We're back on the road traveling, heading back towards Vancouver over the next couple of weeks or so for my daughter's birthday. Super stoked for that one. But yeah, van life is a very safe lifestyle. I would way prefer living in my van than living in an apartment in a nasty situation. So let me tell you a little story here. When I was living in my apartment building up on the 28th floor, and there was another building right in front of me, like my unit could see across the way into the unit across the way. Like all the apartments on the other side could see into my apartment building when the curtains were open. My curtains were always open, always had little like colored LED lights and stuff in there. So my apartment was always attracted attention. Like I ran into people downstairs in the lobby of my apartment, quite often, that were like, hey, you're the guy with a really cool black and white apartment with the lights, right? I'm like, yeah, that'd be me. Awesome. But right across from me, probably about 5 floors down, in the middle of the night, you just heard this bang, bang, bang. And that echoes when you're between 2 buildings. And I was like, so I got up, ran out to the front. And when I looked, there was people all over the place, just run out because it woke them up. And I get out there and this guy's like bang, and also you hear this shattering glass. So we watched a guy smashing on a patio window. The window broke. He went into the apartment. This is like 22, I was like, he was about 5 floors down from me, give or take. So he was like 23 floors up. Yeah, from the city floor. 23 floors up is huge. Broke into the apartment building, like literally the glass smashing was like, anybody would have heard that for blocks and blocks and blocks around, because that's insane. And went into the apartment, grabbed whatever. Then, so my apartments, the units that I was in, there was 2 patios connected and there was a glass wall between us, right? That was right in the center of the building. Well, he went from his apartment here, climbed the little glass wall, which is insane already, broke into this apartment, and then started throwing stuff back over here and went back into his apartment. And everybody on the opposite side, which was my side, watched the whole thing go down. I don't know why this story is coming out. It's just coming out. And yeah, so of course we all phoned downstairs to the concierge. We're like, hey man, it looks like it's about the floor number 23, opposite building. Someone just broke into it, blah, blah, blah. And turns out that the guy just ended up running. Then the police came, they locked down his apartment. So if he ever returned back to the building and tried to scan into the building with his key, they were just going to call 911. So the guy literally may have stole stuff from the neighbor, but now, and his apartment looked really nice, like was super nicely done. Like, but I guess now he's not allowed to return to his apartment. So what happened is 30 days later, because he didn't return and his home is now a police investigation, they cleaned out his apartment building. And if he doesn't come back to claim it and go to jail for what he did, he's going to lose everything he owned. And he had some big screen TV and like, it was a nice apartment. He lost it all. So anyway, where I'm getting with that story, it was a crazy story. I'm sitting there watching this stuff unfold. I'm like, are you kidding me? But let's think about this. Let's think about being in that apartment or being in a house or being wherever. Someone's trying to break in. What are you going to do? Now you have a confrontation with somebody that probably knows you're inside the house. Now you got a big problem. So at least in your van, if you hear something outside and it don't feel right, boom, you just grab the keys, huck it in the ignition, start and book it. I would rather do that than be in a situation where somebody's trying to kick in my door and in a home that I cannot move. Like here, if someone was trying to break in my van and I could never move it, like if it was like a sticks and bricks, I'd be in trouble. But because it's a van, someone tinkers with the door, you smack on the side of the van, chances are you're going to scare the crap out of them because they're not expecting you to be in there. Put the key in the ignition and go find a better side of town to sleep on. To me, that just sounds a lot safer. And I feel way safer in my van than I ever did in any other house. I've never really felt unsafe in a house, but you would always think moving into a van, and even I did when I first moved into it, you always thought, I'm like, okay, is this going to be, people are going to know you're in there? Is this going to be a problem? What about safety and security and moving? Do I have to be careful on how much I move in the van because it's, someone's going to walk by and know you're in there? Is it like, do you have to like, kind of like hibernate and hide? And the answer to all that stuff is no. And it's not unsafe at all. At all. And if you do have a heavy amount of vehicle break-ins in an area that you live, Time to put the keys in your home and find a better neighborhood to live in. Simple as that. All right, you guys, this video was sparked out of me having a miserable night's sleep, so I'm gonna go get some work done and probably go have myself another nap. Bye, Cruzy Bear. Hey, thanks for coming to visit, guys. Thanks for coming over to our house. Hey, you like having YouTube in our house every day? It's like having 70,000 people over, buddy. Hey, your nose is all dry. We gotta put some more stuff on it. Your favorite time? Some coconut oil on your nose. Watch this, guys. Watch this. What's this? Where you going? Hey, Cruz, where you going? Where you going, buddy? Come here. We're gonna put some of the stuff in your nose. Crazy, come here. Come here. We're gonna put some of the stuff in your nose. Look at his face. Crazy. You're gonna put some on your nose. It keeps your nose nice and dry. Hey? It's your favorite thing to do. So, another little story while we're storytelling this morning. You see his face where his lips went upwards? He never, ever, ever did that before. Until we met Clancy. So my friend Clancy that lives in a box truck, you guys may have seen him in a video that we made last year in Jasper. Me and him went on that big 4x4 bus up the glacier. Clancy has this super cute dog. And when Cruz was just a puppy and first met Clancy's dog, Cruz came around the corner. Clancy's dog just showed its teeth at Cruz, not in a snarly way, but it was smiling sort of, but in a weird way. Just all of a sudden the lips went up, showed up all the teeth. And now ever since then, every time I pull out something, his teeth go up. He learned that from Clancy's dog. I'm about 100% sure on that one. Super cute though. Anyway, guys, enough storytelling. Thanks for hanging out in the van this morning. Sometimes we just make videos like this. Okay, I gotta shut that cupboard door. Speaking of that cupboard door, the hydraulic hinge in that door that holds the door open is broken. I should put that on mine. Hold on. I'll do that right now. My to-do list. Hydraulic hinge, Home Depot. So they're about $15 at Home Depot. These little hinges here, these little guys. So I'm gonna have to go to Home Depot and buy one for the back door today. Okay, guys, see you soon.